Most individuals want to retire as millionaires, or so they believe. However, many people do not desire millions of dollars. Rather, they seek a lifestyle that they feel only millionaires can afford. They want to be able to travel, gain new skills, and spend their time doing activities other than working. What if there was a way to enjoy this lifestyle without becoming a millionaire or waiting 40 years for retirement? Tim Ferriss' book, The 4-Hour Workweek, outlines the different schools of thinking for reaching this lifestyle. Welcome to Cashflow Canvas, where we teach lessons about investment and money-saving techniques. If you want to make your financial future better, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. Number 1, the postponing technique adheres to the traditional practice of using our younger years to save money by working 30 to 40 years before retiring at the age of 60 or 65. Or, as Tim Ferriss describes it, the new rich method. Instead of waiting for retirement, spread those years out over your life, alternating between times of work and play. The goal is to use our abilities and procedures to maximize our revenues in as little time and effort as feasible. In the book, Tim Ferriss explains how to create this lifestyle in 4 stages: definition, elimination, automation, and emancipation. First, we need to define what we desire. A useful exercise is to write down every detail of our ideal lifestyle. Where would you choose to live? If you enjoy traveling, where would you want to go and for how long? How much time off would you like to take each year? What interests would you like to pursue during your free time? Tim suggests that once we've defined our ideal lifestyle, we should start looking at how much it will cost. Let's imagine you want to be able to take 4 holidays every year, each costing roughly $5,000. Assume that your basic living expenses total $35,000 per year, and you have the car of your dreams, which costs an additional $6,000 per year. Your hobbies account for additional $10,000 per year. This indicates that your total annual lifestyle expenses are $71,000. This lifestyle would cost you $5,917 each month. Let us assume a 30% tax charge and an additional 10% for your long-term investment portfolio. This allows you to continue investing for the future while living the lifestyle you wish. After these expenses, your total projected monthly revenue is $9,888. The beautiful thing is that there are so many examples and ways to do this. In this day and age, YouTubers make 6 figures with only a few hours a week, while piano teachers offer their introductory courses online. The idea is to maximize your earning potential while requiring as little effort and time as possible. To accomplish this, we go to the following phase in the process. Normally, when a person goes to work, they are compensated for being productive. Imagine if you could do your work in 1 hour instead of 8. Do you think your job would pay you the same if you only worked 1 hour per day? Probably not. To optimize our earnings potential, we must shift our focus from presence to performance. Start taking out what isn't required to create a result in order to labor less while still producing a nice outcome. Tim Ferriss advises adopting the Pareto Principle. The Pareto Principle was developed in response to the fact that 80% of global effects result from 20% of causes. For example, 20% of people manage around 80% of money, 20% of drivers cause 80% of accidents, and 20% of our efforts produce 80% of the desired consequences. Using this technique, we can discover 2 major factors that can help us reduce our time spent working. First, we determine which 20% of activities produce 80% of our desired outcomes, as well as which 20% of activities consume 80% of our available time. The idea is to identify and reduce inefficiencies in your business and personal life. This can also help you identify your skills and the important tasks that provide the majority of your results. After you've reduced inefficiencies and identified the important tasks that yield outcomes, you can go on to the next stage. Now it's time to look for systems that will assist us make the most use of our time. Even if you simply focus on the most important aspects of a firm, you may still be working long hours, which can limit your earning potential. This is why Tim Ferriss emphasizes the importance of removing yourself as a business barrier as soon as possible. For example, suppose you are starting a YouTube channel. You've already removed all of the unnecessary jobs and identified all of the key ones that will truly produce results. However, if you handle all of the key activities alone, you may not be able to produce as much content or maximize the brand's potential because there is only so much you can accomplish on your own. At this point in your firm, you should begin categorizing your key jobs into two groups: those that require your assistance and those that do not. Here, you want to begin employing other people or systems to separate yourself as much as possible from the work of the business and focus solely on the duties that you can perform. Outsourcing becomes your superpower. Tasks that do not require your involvement can be delegated to others. So if you're developing a YouTube brand, for example, as soon as possible, hire someone to assist you edit your videos, operate the cameras, organize your footage, create your graphics, conduct research, and even plan your social media postings for you. This allows you to reduce the amount of time you spend working on such tasks, allowing you to focus on the things you can only do. This not only removes you as the business's bottleneck, allowing it to develop more easily, but it also reduces the amount of time you spend on it while providing the same or better outcomes. But Tim Ferriss recommends that we don't stop there. You can outsource both your business and your life. There are numerous tasks in our daily lives that we don't particularly enjoy yet must do. Consider not doing any of those ever. Outsourcing can provide actual independence in someone's life, allowing them to accomplish anything they choose. For many, this may seem out of reach or prohibitively expensive, and this is where we enter our final stage. The ultimate freedom that comes with this lifestyle is not automating one's income, but rather the freedom of mobility that it provides. Money isn't the only factor that defines freedom for the new rich. Income can be viewed in two ways: absolute and relative. A person with a lower income can live a considerably more opulent lifestyle than someone with a higher salary. For example, our friend Tom earns $100,000 every year. Then we have our friend Jerry, who earns $80,000 per year. Simply looking at the absolute income or total number of dollars, you would conclude that Tom is wealthier than Jerry because he earns more money. What if I told you that Tom works 80 hours per week to earn $100,000, yet Jerry just works 15 hours per week to get $80,000? This means Tom makes $26 per hour, whereas Jerry earns more than $111. Making more money is one thing, but earning more money for the time involved is another. In terms of income per unit of time, Jerry earns far more than Tom. But let's go a bit further. Tom has to stay in New York City, which is a somewhat costly city to live in because his job is there. Jerry, on the other hand, can live wherever he wants. While Tom must pay $7,000 per month just to cover living expenses in New York City, Jerry pays $2,500 per month to live in a large house in gorgeous Mexico. So by the end of the month, Tom has $1,300 after costs. But Jerry has $4,160. This means Jerry will have more time, money, and freedom than Tom. As we conclude, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you found value in this video and learned something new, and I look forward to seeing you in our future videos. I would deeply value it if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support will help us to create more valuable content, and we can work together to secure your financial future. What are the key takeaways from this video that you can share in the comment section?